Welcome back to Get Ready with Juanita. If you would like to know how I got this look, please continue watching. So I've already put on my moisturizers and I'll have them all listed below. And the foundation I'm going to use today is my Haus Labs uh, foundation. I couldn't get it out. That's too funny. But yeah, my Triclone foundation from Haus Labs. So I'll just put some on. And I'm just going to brush this around. There we go. And there we go. Get it all spread out. So I still have things coming in from Sephora from the Sephora sale. So I'm just waiting on those products. The next thing I'm going to do is just go in with my Caliray color corrector. Just like so. Just using a tiny bit. It's a serum color corrector, so it's nice and thin, because we try to keep our products around our eyes nice and thin. We don't want to put too much there, or it's going to really make our fine lines and, well, in my case, wrinkles more obvious. So you just want a nice thin layer. And then I'll go in with my Tower 28 Serum Concealer. It's really interesting. When I was a young woman, after I went to college in Saskatchewan, and then afterwards I went to the Nunavut region to work. It was my first professional job outside of the first college program I had done, and it was such an exciting time. I was just in my 20s, and I got to go live in the extreme north of Canada above the tree line. And the culture and the people and the whole experience was just phenomenal, because like up there I sort of made a new family, and I really enjoyed that experience. And in fact, we were up there when the Quatin region turned to the Nunavut region, and we were there for all the celebrations. So that was very neat. And when I say we, I mean me and my son, because I was a single mom. And he was just young. He was only 3 years old at the time. He's now 29. And, but yeah, so we went up to the extreme north of Canada, and I worked up there for a little while and really enjoyed the experience. I met really wonderful people, wonderful friends. So the next thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to start going in with my cream products. And the first one is I'll use my Rare Beauty Happy Soul bronzer. I love this stuff. It might end up being a repurchase of mine yet, because I love it that much, but we'll see. Maybe what I'll do is I'll use this up and use my other ones over the summer, and maybe get this during the next Sephora sale again, just because I love the Rare Beauty bronzer that much, guys. It truly is a gorgeous, gorgeous bronzer. And I don't know if I want to live without it, because it truly is beautiful. It was my first high-end bronzer too, a Sephora, from Sephora. So, so the next thing I'm going to do is just I'll go in with some of the cream product for my cheek, and I'm going to be using my new Morphe blush, and this is in the shade. Oh, where did I put my glasses? I'm just going to look at the shade for you. After Party. And that sounds about right, because that's all I'm good for now is after party. I'm in bed. And that's at about 9. No, I'm just joking. But this, so anyway, I'm going to use the new Morphe blush palette, and it has a glimmery balm, a more just sort of regular balm, and then the powder. So the last time I used this, I used the glittery one. So I'm just going to go in with the regular balm this time. Let's just use a little bit of that, and just because I never really tried this part before yet. And it's so, I got to say, like my first experience with this blush, very good. I really, really enjoyed it, guys. And it was 26 Canadian dollars. And then I got 20% off because I'm rouge at Sephora. In other words, I spend too much money on makeup. But it seems to be my hobby now, and that's okay because it's something that I can physically tolerate, and that's it. I'm just trying to work within my limits now physically. So I've got that on, and I do like that. I almost got a mind. What I'm going to do is a little bit of shimmer as well. I want to use some of that shimmer balm just across here, just to give it some almost like a highlighter effect, because I really did love this shimmer on my cheek, and even putting the powder over it, I was really pleasantly surprised by it. So we'll just add some, like almost like an underpainting with it, and then later I'll add the powder formula. So anyway, yeah, that was one of my younger adventures that I had. I'm just going to use some of my Laura Mercier loose setting powder. I'm just going to set around my eyes. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I was sort of lucky because, like, when I was younger, I just had opportunities that arose that allowed me to do a bit of traveling. So that was in my, 20s. But the first time I actually traveled I was 17. And one of my sisters, I'm the youngest of 5 children, and one of my sisters, she got married and moved to England. So the funny story was, I really wanted to go and see my sister in England, but it was going to cost a lot of money. Like back then, it was like $1,000 for a plane ticket, and that was a lot of money, right? So I told my dad that, this is something I really wanted to do. My dad made a deal with me. If I could come up with half of the money for the plane ticket, and I could come up with $500 spending money, he would toss in the other half of the plane ticket money. And anyway, a few years ago, he said, "Stace, do you remember that time?" And I said, "Yes, Dad." He said, "I didn't think you were going to do it." And we both started laughing because I'm a determined woman. Anyway, it was so hilarious because I ended up getting what he had told me I had to get. I worked really hard, and I went to him and I said, "Dad, I got the money." And he went, "What?" And he held up his end of the bargain. So when I was 17, I went over to England for an entire month to visit my sister and her family, and it was just amazing. So that was like my very first time out of Canada, and I truly loved it. And, the English people, the food over there was just amazing, and the people were just amazing, and I had the most phenomenal experience. But anyway, guys, I got to step off for a minute. I'm going to get my eyebrows done, and I'll be back. I'm back, and I have my eyebrows done, and I also created this look, and I was just having a bit of fun with my Heather Austin palette from Adept, and this is the color story. I just had a bit of fun this evening because there are some colors in here I really don't know sort of where to go with, so I just had some fun and just sort of testing out and seeing what might look good together. So I put this look together, and we'll see how the whole look at the end, sort of everything looks together, and that way I can decide whether or not I really like this color story, because right now I'm a little unsure. I'm like, do I really like this look? It's sort of looking a little bit black and blue-eyed, and I just, sometimes you just got to play with colors and combinations and see if they're going to work. And this is just one of the ones that I'm like, we'll see, we'll see. You never know, because sometimes you just got to trust the process. And I've also learned that very much so through doing my makeup, because right now it's a little bit jarring for me, and I'm like, but I'm also not used to wearing so much color. So the first color I used was that in my crease for my transition, and then I'm using this color here to deepen the look. And I'll just add a little bit around. I'm just going to bring it out sort of and up, so that we're building a look that's bringing it up, and it'll all blend because I'll be doing more yet. I'll go in with a bit of NYX glitter glue. Always a little bit of NYX glitter glue. Yeah, because here's the thing. Purple and green look fabulous together. And I've used purple on the outside and green on the in. Now I've sort of reversed it, and I'm like, is this looking good or not? So we'll see, we'll see. So then I played with this shimmer right here. So we'll just lay some of this down. Because like I try to learn the full potential of my palettes too, and what they can do for me. Because like I don't want not to use some of the colors sitting there. And then I'm going to go in with this really beautiful light shimmer. Just going to lighten it up a bit and do the inner corner. And I have to do a bit of blending yet too. Like so. And then I'm going to use this brush here. I'm going to go in with the light yellow there, and I'm going to go underneath. We're just going to soften all of that up. Just going to use this and the dark green. Looks good. One a little bit heavy right here just to clean that up a bit. Okay, and then I'm just going to go back to this blending brush here. There we go. And then I'm just going to use my finger to draw everything up so it's lifting up my eye. And I'm going to go in with the dark shade again in the corner just to reblend the depth here. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to use my e.l.f. palette, and I'm going to use my contour palette, the one that I always do my highlights with. Just see, here's the brush. I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to highlight my brow bone. I'm also going to brighten up my inner corner here. And then I'm going to do my nose. Boop, down, boop, right there. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to use the bronzer, and I'm going to do some more contouring. And then I make my little Y. And then I'll go across my bridge, just do a little bit more shading. There we go. Looks good. All right. So that's where I'm at right now. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'll finish off with my powders. I'm going to go in to my Morphe blush palette, and I'm going to use the blush. So we'll use some of the blush there. I'll just get one of my blush brushes. I'll use this one. I'm going to go into there, and then I'm going to start blending the blush. blush. And what I really love about this color After Party is sort of, it's a very neutral shade, and I can use this blush to go with a lot of, you know, sort of more bold looks that are like this one. Awesome. And I'm pleased with that. Then the next thing I'm going to do is use my Charlotte Tilbury setting powder. And I'm just going to blend everything together now. Just because I find my highlight went on a little bit intense, but I think it's because like where I'm getting down to that palette as well. So I'm just going to set everything now. Ooh, I'm actually really liking this. I can see it now. Just my Charlotte Tilbury. And that's going to meld everything together. And that'll take a minute to dry. So what I'm going to do is just go off screen again, and I'm going to get my mascara on, and I'll be right back. I'm back, and I have my mascara on. I use the Charlotte Tilbury Exaggerize. Again, I'm really enjoying this mascara. It's been really nice so far. And for my lipstick, I'm going to go in with my Hard Candy Boyfriend shade lip liner. Now this is like a really nice color one. I really like the color of this lip liner. It goes on so nice and soft, but it's also, I found so far, not the longest lasting of my lip liners. It's not like a Charlotte Tilbury, but you're going to pay for, you know, that Charlotte Tilbury, and it's going to last a lot longer. But if you don't mind reapplying your lip liners in that, you know, throughout the day, and your lipsticks, these are really great options. And I'm going to use the Revlon in Nude Illuminator. This is gorgeous just because it smells like, oh, caramel. Oh, it smells so lovely. So this is a Nude Illuminator. There we go. Really beautiful. And I mean, both are from the drugstore, and both are fabulous products that I would recommend. It's just, like I said, they're not the longest lasting, so you just have to reapply them throughout the day. So I have my makeup done, and I actually really enjoy how it turned out. I'm a bit surprised because I wasn't sure how my eyeshadow look was going to, you know, turn out at the end, but that's the thing. Trust the process. I actually really like my eyeshadow look. Beautiful palette that is, and I can't wait to play with it even more because, you know, I've played with it just a couple of times now, and I'm really looking forward to trying out some other looks with it. So if you guys don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell, and that way you're notified of any future uploads. As well, if you enjoyed today's content, give it a like and leave a comment. I would love to hear your opinion. Anyway, guys, I gotta say, I'm feeling good and I'm ready for my day, and I wish all of you guys a great day too. Bye.